Okay, I would rather be a Sarah, but I am actually a Steph. But do not worry, do not worry. The first letter's right, so that's fine. Okay, right, yes, I'm Steph Tyndall, Pembrokeshire College. I'm the Quality Improvement and, oh, what am I? The Quality Improvement and Organisational Development Manager. I think only Gary beats me for length of title there. But okay, so this is a little bit different to the rest of the presentations because we don't actually have a project yet. We are only halfway through our cake programme, and this is my first. I only actually have 2 slides, so that's good. But this is the reality. I thought it was real cake. My boss, my manager, asked me to join the cake programme, and I'd signed up before I checked the spelling. But so when we first joined, you could tell the other people in the cake programme that had made the same mistake. It took us about an hour to come round to the fact that it wasn't about cake. But we soon got there, and Jennifer Rudd, I have to give Jennifer, I'm not sure if she's online, a big heads up. And she's just a star facilitator for the cake programme, or in our cake programme anyway. So we're in the educational cake programme. There's 4 of us here. I can see Karen and Tom and Emma, who's my colleague, and I think Jamie's online. And we are part of the educational cohort. So I know that each cohort has a different focus. So we're from the educational cohort. And I do believe that Jennifer says that we're the worst students ever, which goes without saying, doesn't it? So the thing is, when we arrived, we thought we'd have everything sussed in an hour. We are obviously consumed with learning. The organisations that are linked with education, and then a lot of education institutions make up the cohort. And we thought we'd have, well, we thought we had climate change, everything sorted within an hour, and that we would be going home. So Jennifer had a lot of work to do to get us into the mindset of the community of practice, because that's not how we work. We usually in education, we're so reactive, something happens in the morning, we've written a policy for it by the afternoon, and it will never happen again. So she had a lot of work to get us on track, but we're halfway through and she's getting there. But I've got to say that we're still learning. Just talking to Tom earlier in the conference now today, we were all on the cake programme last week, and even we're halfway through and we're still grappling with what we're looking at. You know, Tom was sharing with me that even just last week he thought, oh, I've got to stand back from this. I'm still putting my own agendas into this, you know, I'm still not allowing that learning to happen. And I got told off last week by Jennifer because I still wasn't looking with the empathy element that's needed within a community of practice. So that's what I wanted to share really, is our journey, my journey so far. Sorry, I haven't gone on to my 1 slide. Our experience of cake so far. Okay, so just to share with you where we've got to really. So none of us yet have an actual project. So we're still, you know, as we learned this morning with the learning theory, we definitely are still in that engaging curiosity phase. And that's very new to us. We've had to go much slower than we would normally go. And that's been a real learning curve. I think for me personally, that's been the biggest, largest, widest learning curve from the cake programme, because that isn't how I normally work. I don't normally have time to think things through and actually come up with the right outcome, and to tweak and to define and to change and to have the confidence and the window and the time to make changes to projects. So that's what I personally have learned. And I think the whole cohort then, coming from education, it's been very refreshing to work in that way. So that's what I want to endorse really. And when Jennifer asked for somebody to share from our cohort, we thought, well, you know, we don't have any projects. But what I really want to do is affirm really the cake programme as a community of practice. Like we heard this morning, it really is a community of practice, and it's been a pleasure to be a part of it so far. The residential was an absolute genius move, not something that's normally part of a programme. And, you know, I think everybody would agree, if you've been on it, there was some apprehension about the residential, but it was absolutely brilliant. And it made such a difference. Yes, there was a spa and a pool there, but it wasn't that at all. But so, yeah, so we're still in that phase of engaging uncertainty, but that residential really bonded us as a community of practice. So that was really important. And, you know, I think on reflection, I think I'd like a residential, potentially with the spa and pool, in every programme I take part in the future. So we've done so many networking opportunities already, and what it's doing for us, there's 3 of us from Pembrokeshire College on the programme. And so if anybody's thinking of joining the programme or encouraging colleagues to join the programme, we felt that we had strength in numbers. It's very difficult when you go back to your organisation to be a lone voice, whereas the 3 of us together, and so Emma's from health and safety, we've got Ava, who is from curriculum, and then myself from quality teaching and learning, which means that, you know, we could go back to the college and come to these, to the elements that we want to challenge the college on from 3 different directions. And I think that's been really important for us. So that would be a recommendation. Very difficult if I was just a lone voice back at the college, but the fact that we've got this little powerhouse trio, you know, it has been really helpful because we're saying the same things in different meetings and different arenas within the college. So that's been really great. So I put my notes on my phone and it keeps locking, that's all. Okay, I really love the word praxis in education. That word means where practice meets theory. And that's, I think, what the CEIC programme is doing for us, because we are, you know, we all know theory. We all know the theory of the circular economy and the environment and those issues. And we all have our everyday practice. But to actually prompt those 2 things to come together in a meaningful way really needs some kind of power behind it. And so that's what the CEIC programme is doing for us. We're able to look at our praxis at the college and actually start aligning our theory with our practice. And I know that's been the same for the other educational organisations in the programme. So that's been really great. And that's been it's been small things right up to big things. So we're able to bring in things that we're hearing in the CEIC programme into all sorts of elements of the college. And even small things with obviously our learners. You know, a small example would be, we're doing for COP27, we're challenging the learners and the staff to a different challenge every day during the COP27 week. Okay, that's a small thing, but then we also have the privilege of today, we've brought with us Matt, our new sustainability champion for the circular economy. He started yesterday, so he gets to go on a jolly on his very 2nd day of work. But you know, and that's a huge thing for us and a huge thing for Matt to have an appointment looking at the circular economy. So so from small things, but prompting really big operational things as well within organizational development. So it's just a raft of prompts really, and that sort of extra bit of power that we get to share that message. Share that message with all of our colleagues. So we definitely want more of our colleagues to come on the next cohort, or whichever appropriate cohorts there are, that's for sure. So so the structure, finally, the structure of CEIC has been so refreshing that it's actually taught me a lot about staff development, about professional learning, and about, I manage that at the college and on a regional basis with 4 other colleges. So this community of practice, although it's, you know, the circular economy has really, you know, been in the forefront of our thinking, it's actually prompted me as a structure as well. So on 2 different levels, the CEIC programme for us in education has been really, really inspiring. And then I've got one last slide. This was a secret slide, but but I was in a car park last week, and so and the car parked in front of me gave me a moment of shock, and I reckon this has to be Gary's car. Surely this is Gary's car. Surely. So yeah, so we're even thinking about CEIC all the time.
Thank you, Steph. Thank you. We all understand now. Everyone who comes on the CEIC programme gets a label for my memory usually. Yeah, thanks.
Oh yeah, and I haven't got mine on.
We've got time for one quick question, whether it's in the room or it's online. We've got time for one quick question, Steph, and we'll hopefully keep the answer brief. Anybody got a question in the room for Steph?
Just to say, I think we all felt exactly the same as you guys did, as you are now. Like, where are we going halfway through? Where's this going to go to? So just stick with it, and all the clouds will lift, and you'll see the road ahead. Not to be too cheesy, but yeah, just to say, yeah, keep with it. It sounds like you're doing all the good things. So well done.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steph.
Okay. Thank you.